From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Thursday, September 27th, a longtime state senator is calling it quits, making sure Delaware veterans get the services they need when returning from war, and keeping your kids safe when they're online. Here are the details. State Senator Jim Vaughn is retiring due to health concerns, effective tomorrow. The Clayton Democrat announced his decision in a letter to Senate President Pro Tem Thurman Adams and Lieutenant Governor John Carney. Vaughn never made it to the Senate chamber for the 2007 session as he battled cancer and pneumonia, although he did do work by telephone. The Lieutenant Governor has 30 days from Friday to set a special election, which then must take place within an 11-day period after that. Meantime, Smyrna State Representative Bruce Ennis tells WDEL News that he will run for Vaughn's seat. A Delaware State University spokesman is defending the school's handling of the investigation of last week's shooting. The suspected gunman was allowed to return to campus and his dorm room after he allegedly shot 2 other students. Lawyer Braden, a freshman from East Orange, New Jersey, was arrested about 3:30 Monday morning in his dorm room. Delaware State University Police Chief James Overton, who assured the community after Friday's shooting that the gunman was no longer on campus, said on Monday he wasn't clear about how or when Braden returned. Braden faces a preliminary hearing tomorrow on charges including attempted murder. Several state and federal agencies sign off on an agreement formalizing their role in helping Delaware soldiers get services they need after returning from overseas. WDEL's Carl Konevsky reports.
It's a memorandum of understanding among various agencies spearheaded by the Guard and the Delaware Department of Labor, defining their roles in aiding the reintegration and readjustment of veterans returning to civilian life. First Lieutenant Kimberly Lindgren says she found the help invaluable after returning home from a year in Iraq.
You're like in a whirlwind when you come back because you're trying to reacquaint yourself with your job, with your family, and all that. And they're telling you, you're entitled to this, you're entitled to that. It's a lot of information you're being bombarded with when you come back, and you're just happy to be back, living and breathing.
State Labor Secretary Tom Sharp says his department is committed to doing anything possible for those who've sacrificed so much, both professionally and personally.
Every one of those returning veterans should get every advantage they could possibly get. Whatever we can do to reintegrate them back into society, find a meaningful job for them, let them be able to support themselves and their families, we need to do. I think it's very important to do that.
Agencies signing the agreement include Delaware's VA Medical Center, the U.S. Department of Labor, the Division of Employment and Training, and the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. Reporting from Wilmington, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 a.m. WDEL.
Coming up, a man arrested for spanking a boy too hard. WDEL News continues in a moment.
Looking to gain an edge in the technology or design field? Wilmington College's Division of Information Technology and Advanced Communications offers state-of-the-art facilities equipped with the latest tools. Did you know that Wilmington College has been preparing students for careers in media arts and technology over the past 7 years? Enjoy hands-on experience and personal attention from instructors drawn straight from the industry. To learn more, visit wilmcol.edu. Wilmington College. Achieve balance, achieve success.
A man's been arrested on charges he spanked his girlfriend's toddler son too hard. County police arrested Kenneth Myers of Newcastle. They say he had been watching his girlfriend's 2-year-old son while she was out and spanked the boy because he wouldn't stop crying at bedtime. Myers has been charged with assault of a child. State police expect to make arrests after a Christiana High School student is brutally attacked on a school bus. According to police, a 15-year-old 10th grader rode the bus for the first time Monday afternoon and was confronted by a student who normally sits in the seat the victim chose. After a short argument, the boy was punched by the other student and then found himself being assaulted by several students at the same time. He suffered a fractured eye socket and a mild concussion. Does your child know how to be safe in cyberspace? WDEL's Melanie Armstrong reports maybe they don't.
About half the 7th graders at Tally Middle School admitted during an internet safety seminar that they have talked with strangers online. 13-year-old Julian was approached in a role-playing game.
And some guy walked up to me and said, "Hi, he told me his name, which I can't remember. He told me his phone number and he said, "What's yours?" And I just said, "I am not going to tell you that." So I set him on ignore and I just reported him.
Students learned it takes predators only minutes to get private information.
Well, like how they can look up your whole information and your address and phone number, that really scared.
Mostly how they could take just your name and find out so much in just 20 minutes.
Attorney General Beau Biden told the kids to keep all personal information out of their profiles on popular sites like MySpace and Facebook.
It's as important or more important, I could argue sometimes, to not talk to strangers online as it is not to talk to strangers at the Concord Mall.
Did they get the message?
I'm taking my phone number out, my address, and anything else.
It's estimated there are 50,000 sexual predators online and that 100 convicted sex offenders in Delaware have profiles on MySpace using their real names. Melanie Armstrong, 1150 AM, WDEL.
The Phillies playoff chase gets even more interesting. WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Two first-place awards for Melanie Armstrong from the RTNDA, plus Best Website, and our third Murrow Award for Excellence in a row. WDEL swept the Delaware Press Association Awards for Best Newscast, On the Spot Report, Special Programming, and first for Best Interview. But what really gets us jazzed? Second and third for TV News. WDEL, where news talk is just the beginning.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, the Phillies have 4 games to play and sit 1 game back in both the Wild Card and National League East race. The Phillies got 7 strong innings from Kyle Loesch last night as they downed Atlanta 5-2. Meantime, San Diego routed San Francisco 11-3, so the Phils are still 1 game out in the Wild Card. And the Mets continue their September swoon, blowing 5-0 and 6-2 leads in a 9-6 loss to Washington, their 9th loss in their last 11 games. The Phils are now just a game behind the Mets in the NL East. The Phillies and Braves wrap up their series tonight with Kyle Kendrick on the mound against John Smoltz. You can hear the action on WDEL. Coverage starts at 6:30. For the Eagles, safety Brian Dawkins and running back Brian Westbrook are hoping to play Sunday night as the Birds take on the New York Giants, but Coach Andy Reid says he's not going to rush them back into the lineup. Dawkins is out with a stinger and lingering neck spasms. Westbrook suffered an abdominal strain in Sunday's win over Detroit. Tight end L.J. Smith is already out of Sunday's game with a lingering groin injury. And Delaware Park will see something tonight it hasn't seen in more than 20 years. Boxing. Delaware boxing promoter Dave Tiberi is trying to bring back boxing at the track with a professional card tonight at 7. Amateur fights used to be staged at Delaware Park from the 1950s into the mid-80s. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: clouds and sun today with a chance of a late-day shower, maybe a thunderstorm, high 86. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 64. And for tomorrow, partly sunny with a high of 80. Get news updates throughout the day, Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.